Hello, I've got the Guardian Angel messages, Tarot. Let's see what we get. Oh, flipping out, the flying out now. Let's have a look. Two of Earth. Okay. It's a good start. Not an awful start, is it? Okay. We have Six of Fire. We have Renewal, which is like Judgment card. The King of Fire. We have the Page of Air. The bottom of the deck, the Seven of Earth. Okay. And the Two of Earth came flying out, which is like the Two of Pentacles. It says balance, prioritisation, playfulness. Yeah. You've got to make room for a bit of playfulness in your life, especially when things are stressful, because otherwise you're like, ugh, do you know what I mean? And it makes it more stressful because you're not making time for fun in your life. You need to relax and rewind. The water's not completely smooth. It's a little bit on the choppy side, but not really. It's not exactly smooth, but it's not exactly doing much either. This means that you can calm these waters without a problem. Butterflies on the card are indicating a lot of change. There is something on there and I can't work out what it is. It looks a bit like a stopwatch. I'm going to take it as a stopwatch because it's like change is taking time. But that change is still there for you. Don't start YouTube, please. Come on, lay down. Right. So it's time to weigh things up. It's time to decide what your priorities are. It's time to decide, and it's time to balance those priorities with that playfulness, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. We've got Six of Fire, which is like the Six of Wands, and it says success, recognition, and self-esteem. This is the Six of Wands card. This is victory. This is achievement. This is triumph. And this is what's on your mind. Is being recognised, is having success, and is recognised, is having that strong sense of self. Not just self-esteem, just understanding who you are and raising your self-esteem, because without that self-esteem you're not going to do anything. And if you write down here and you've got really low self-esteem, you're not going to do anything. But you've got to recognise that you're already successful. You've got to recognise that you already have the gifts you need to be successful. You've got to also recognise that you are successful already, because you're Chumbawamba, aren't you? You're tub thumping. I get knocked down, I get up again. So no matter what happens, you still get up. That makes you a success. Because while all others have dropped into the knees and giving up, you never ever give up, and that's what gives you your victory. There is a rebirth coming, but it's a time of reflection and self-evaluation as well. You need to reflect on where you've been. You need to reflect on where you're going. You need to reflect on how you're going to get there. But sometimes that's something you're just going to have to leave to the divine. But you can't leave it all to divine. If you don't move in those directions, the universe won't respond in kind. It'll just leave you where you are. Be honest about who you are. Be honest about what you want. Because it's okay to want these things. Got King of Fire or the King of Wands. If this is a person, this can be... Sometimes I find the King of Fire is somebody who can... If you're the fuel, they'll set it alight and try and destroy with it. If you are the fuel, you can use that fuel to move forward. This can be somebody who pokes the bear as well, the King of Wands, I've found in my experience. However, the King of Wands can also be inspirational. He can be charismatic and innovative. And that's the kind of energy you need to jump into. Not the King of Wands that pokes the bear and is a pain in the ass, quite frankly. The King of Wands represents growth as well. Because fire creates and destroys. This is what people forget. Many people see fire as a destructive force, but they don't see what fire actually does. Same as an elephant. Elephant has the same. They can be quite destructive, but they clear paths through the jungles. But in the meantime, they're eating the fruits and berries and things like that, and they're shitting out seeds as they go. Okay, which leaves room for new growth. But quite often they move on and shit on the plains where there is nothing. So therefore they're creating new life, new trees, new food sources, new shelters for places. The same with fire. There is, when fire sweeps through the bush in Australia and things like that, there are only certain plants that will release the seeds after a fire, because that's the time when they can grow, when they've cleared the area of everything else, then that's how they grow. So fire is both creative and destructive, and it's a cycle: creation, destruction, creation, destruction. And this might be somebody in your life as well that keeps trying to destroy what you're creating. Just keep going. This could be somebody that's in competition with you, even if you're not in competition with them. I often think if people spent more time looking after themselves and working on themselves and working on their own energy, look how far they could come. But instead, they spend more time putting other people down to make themselves superior, or attacking people because they can't have what they have. You can if you put your mind to it, but you're not that person. You've got to have what's unique to you. Page of Air. It says truthful, analytical, outspoken. Think about what you speak, saying, but always speak with truth, and always speak clearly and don't hold back, if you know what I mean. Think about what you say, but don't hold back. That sounds a bit contradictory, but what I'm saying is if something needs to be said, say it. But it doesn't mean you have to be cruel, does it? It doesn't mean you have to be a menace to society while you are saying it. Think about what you're saying, but it's okay to speak your truth. You're in a place now where you can speak your truth. And if you're going up against somebody that is taking the piss out of you and competing where there is no competition, just be truthful. Just carry on being truthful, because anybody who's generally like this person, if this is a destructive element in your life, if they are like this person, then they will be lying, because they'll lie and it will be a lie because they're trying to get you to fit their narrative about who you are, so they feel justified to do what they're doing. That makes sense. Just keep in your true. Be careful with the people around you, essentially. Okay? I don't want you to worry too much, but there's always going to be some twat around that's going to try and nick your chips, kind of thing. We've got 7 of Earth. It says investment, assessment, patience. I think this is what you've not seen. You've invested so much into what you want to do, and you've had to have an infinite amount of patience to get there. Assess what's changed in your life. Assess where you are now and see just how much has been going on. And the thing with the 7 of Earth, or the 7 of Pentacles, is that you don't always see the growth that's happened, because like planting that potato plant underground, there could be hundreds of potatoes, but there's only this small plant, and that's the only bit you're seeing, this small plant. But you've no idea just how much effect you've had on other people. You've no idea how much you've affected your own life and how much is coming together to create your success. And success you will have because you persevere and you don't let naysayers stand in your way. Well, not for long anyway. You've got this. Don't worry about this. If this is a destructive force in your life, don't worry about it. You can get through this. Just be truthful in all your dealings.